So as expected, there is a major disconnect between what the fans want and what developers want, or directors want, or showrunners want, or just Hollywood in general. What Hollywood wants to push on people who watch their movies and watch their TV shows and their entertainment and everything like that. This latest article that we have from Bounding Into Comics is extremely telling because now apparently one of the top Pixar executives, Pete Docter, blames moviegoers for Lightyear's box office bomb. He's blaming moviegoers. He's blaming the people who went to go actually see the movie. He's blaming us. Now, granted, I never saw the movie because I just couldn't care. But he's blaming the fans, essentially. He's going, let's blame the fans route because why? It's easy. It's easy. It's lazy, right? So it allows them to be able to get out of jail free. At least that's what they think in their mind. But they don't want to admit the true reason why Lightyear bombed. Lightyear bombed because it was pushing messaging. And not only that, they also didn't give you Tim Allen. I mean, Tim Allen as Buzz Lightyear is just, it is Buzz Lightyear. I don't really know how else to explain it other than that. You took him away because he's a conservative. You also took politics into play and decided to take away someone who was well loved as the voice actor for Buzz Lightyear. You took him away because he's a conservative, at least an open conservative, and that you cannot have that. You cannot have that in Pixar. You cannot have it in Disney. You cannot have it in Hollywood. It's just not a thing. So you took him away, and the movie, on top of the messaging, just completely bombed, as we all said it was going to. And everybody who tried to be counter-culture to us was like, no, this movie's not going to bomb. Watch it be super successful. It's going to do $1 billion. It bombed, bro. It bombed terribly. And we said it was going to bomb, and we knew it. So let's see what Bounding Into Comics has to say. It says Pixar Chief Operating Officer Pete Docter recently put the blame on moviegoers, or in this case, people who didn't go see Lightyear, for the film's box office disaster. Lightyear only grossed $118 million at the domestic box office and $100 million internationally for a global gross of $218 million. The film's reported production budget was $200 million, meaning the film was a financial disaster for Pixar and the Walt Disney Company. Speaking with The Wrap, Docter explained why he and Pixar believe the film performed terribly at the box office. He said, "We've done a lot of soul searching about that because we all love the movie. We love the characters and the premise. I think probably what we've ended on in terms of what we went wrong is that we asked too much of the audience." Docter elaborated, "When they hear Buzz, they're like, great, where's Mr. Potato Head and Woody and Rex? And then we dropped them into this science fiction film and they're like, what?" He continued, "Even if they read the material in press, it was just a little too distant, both in concept and I think in the way that characters were drawn, that they were portrayed. It was much more of a science fiction film." And Angus, to his credit, took it very seriously and genuinely and wanted to represent those characters as real characters. But the characters in Toy Story are much broader. And so I think that there was a disconnect between what people wanted and expected and what we were giving to them. Well, he's not too far from that. The only problem is it's the idea of which he's trying to think is the real reason. It's not the actual real reason. He's trying to think that for some reason audiences couldn't handle a sci-fi Buzz Lightyear film, that people couldn't handle that. No, people just didn't want to put up with the messaging. People didn't want to put up with the fact that you were attacking fans publicly in interviews before the movie came out. People didn't want to put up with that nonsense. So they said, okay, if you don't want us to watch the film because you think we're bigots, guess what? We ain't going to watch the film. And guess what happened? They didn't watch the film. It's that simple. And it's weird, man. It's like you tell people you don't watch the film if you don't want to, then they don't. And then you want to turn around and say, oh, well, I guess we just had a disconnect with fans. It's like, what? Do you even... I don't think these people hear themselves when they speak. It says, of note, Docter does not mention that the film was the most recent release after the Walt Disney Company admitted that they were grooming young children through their content despite a Florida law banning instruction on gender identity and orientation in the classroom. Former Disney CEO Bob Chapek sent the company-wide email to Disney where he made his and the company's intentions very clear. "Because this struggle is so much bigger than any one bill in any one state, I believe the best way for our company to bring about lasting change is through the inspiring content we produce, the welcoming culture we create, and the diverse community organizations we support." This is, of course, Bob Chapek, who took the fall for Bob Iger, as expected, but we talked about this bill many times, so I'm not going to bring it up again. But ultimately, their idea was to try to subvert the bill by making content that was going to push against it, essentially. So if they were trying to tout it as a Don't Say Gay bill, which was BS, by the way, and they tried to make nothing but gay content, essentially, for the remaining future, for the past. Like, they tried to make so much gay content, and shoving gay characters everywhere, and that was their way of trying to quote unquote fight back against Florida's bill, which it did absolutely nothing. It really was stupid. All it did was hurt their own pockets, which I think is hilarious because again, when a company decides to take a side politically, you're automatically going to alienate 50% of potential customers you could have had. So you better hope that that other 50% actually spends money. But the problem is, we realize that a lot of people on that particular side do not support financially the stuff that they pander to on Twitter or online in general. That's why all these woke movies fail, because if you should have, in theory, if you alienate 50% of your customers, you should have the other 50% supporting you. So in theory, you should be financially fine. But unfortunately, we've seen time and time again that that is not the case. They are not financially fine. They've lost so much freaking money. And then on top of that, they haven't been able to release as many movies in China because of that. And now they have the issue where they have to cost cut. We see it time and time again. They are cost cutting on their Disney Plus shows. They are cost cutting on their movies. And it's hurting them. It's hurting them big time. It's hurting them on their presentation, their CGI, everything. Everything is suffering because they've had to cost cut. It says he later added, powerful content that changes hearts and minds only springs from inclusive cultures, which not only attract and retain the best and most diverse talent, but also give those employees the freedom to bring forth ideas that reflect their lives and experiences. We must work together to ensure Disney always remains such a place. On top of this email from JPEG, Disney Latoya Ravenel confirmed the company had a not at all secret gay agenda. And I remember that. It says, she said, in my little pocket of proud family Disney TVA, the showrunners were super welcoming. Meredith Roberts and our leadership over there has been so welcoming to my not at all secret gay agenda. Maybe it was the way in the past, but I guess something must have happened in the last. They are turning it around and they're going hard, and they're like, all that momentum that I felt, that sense that I don't have to be afraid to have these two characters kiss in the background. I was just wherever I could, just basically adding queerness. If you see anything queer in the show, no one would stop me, and no one was trying to stop me, she revealed. Well, that's because they're so afraid of being canceled. That's the problem. They gave these people so much power, you know, politically, sociologically, they gave these people so much power. It's fake power, by the way. You can take it back at any time, but they gave them so much power that, yeah, regular people just don't want to deal with it. They don't want to have the fear of being canceled. Ultimately, at the end of the day. It says, to this point, numerous reports indicated that Disney made it clear to market a gay relationship that they put in Lightyear. Industry analyst Matthew Bologna tweeted back in April 2022, Florida's going to love Disney's Lightyear. The same-sex couple was pretty front and center in an extended sequence. Yeah, they loved it so much, Matthew Bologna. They loved it so much that the movie bombed. Isn't that great for you at the end of the day? The movie bombed. Aren't you happy? You must be excited because you got your message out. You lost money. I mean, this is a typical thing that's been going on at Disney now. YouTuber Robert Meyer Byrne also tweeted, Disney showed 30 minutes of Lightyear. If you told me I'd have tears streaming down my cheeks 25 minutes in, I'd have said you were nuts, but here we are. These people love to pretend like this is the most emotional thing in the world. Like, if you're crying because you saw two gay men kiss, what are you? Are you even human at this point? Like, why are you crying? Like, you're a bitch. Like, seriously. Like, I don't know how else to explain it other than you are just literally a bitch. So you need to stop being such a bitch and grow up. And if you're crying over seeing two gay men kiss or two women kiss, that shit is just not even like, it's not even a thing. Nobody even cares. He also added, also best earned LGBTQ representation I've seen in a while. First animated film in the IMAX ratio, a must see in the format. Yeah, a must-see to the point that nobody saw it. Nobody saw it. Not only would Disney's exclusive clip at CinemaCon make it clear the film was pushing disordered lifestyles on children, but Buzz Lightyear's voice actor, Chris Evans, decided to lampoon critics of Disney's obvious attempt at grooming children. Again, this is the problem with this movie. They were attacking fans before the movie came out. Chris Evans himself was attacking people before the movie came out. I guess he felt some sort of way because nobody wanted him to be the voice for Buzz Lightyear. Everybody wanted Tim Allen to be the voice for Buzz Lightyear, so I guess he felt some sort of way. But at the end of the day, you attacking fans, you pushing messaging, all of this stuff is the reason why this movie failed. You can blame moviegoers all you want, but ultimately, you're just going to look like a fool. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.